My name is Haley Rose Cargill, and this is my audience. Policies in our country are critical. Putting policies in place has helped many, but fixing and adding to the policies is also significant to keep them up to date. This subject is significant because everyone has a right to equality. Many times we try and fail, or don't address some important issues that need to be corrected. Putting policies in place to reach these goals can help resolve some of the discriminatory practices. Solving these issues through policy will result in not just a happier, more peaceful world, but also a more united community. The UN SDG states that inequality threatens both social and economic development and can be detrimental to a person's self-worth and fulfillment. Later in their statement, they go on to say that we cannot achieve sustainable development and make the planet better for all if people are excluded from opportunities, services, and a chance for a better life. This relates to everyone, disabled or not, because we all have a right to basic human rights and can relate to not wanting to be vulnerable. Many disabled people who have these problems have tried, but their voices have been ignored and shushed. It is our job as humans to fight for others just like us and put policies in place to make their lives better, because if we were in the kinds of situations they have been put in, we would want someone to help us in the way we need to help them. Through this speech, I will explain the need for new policies that need to be put in place, and how disabled people need more help. The Americans with Disabilities Act, the ADA, states that it is a civil rights law that prohibits discrimination against individuals with disabilities in all areas of public life, including jobs, schools, transportation, and all public and private places that are open to the general public. Policies for the disabled have been very hard to find. New policies have not been put in place, and they are at a standstill. This is a perfect example of disability discrimination. And while other problems are being solved, the disabled problems are not. This shows the importance for us to continue to speak up and push new policies to help people with disabilities. Really quick, I want to address this bar graph. Which I thought was very helpful to give an idea of discrimination. It is not a secret that disabled persons are discriminated against. It is not a secret that disabled persons are discriminated against. This graph shows the percentage in which specific types of disabilities said they were being discriminated against. One major policy that needs to be put in place to get the ball rolling would be a social protection policy. A social protection policy would consist of ways to make things more equal, as well as making people with disabilities to be less vulnerable and be able to have access to all basic human rights. This would also reduce some of the many discriminations people with disabilities face in their daily lives. While I was looking for new policies, I came across the newest news on an appeal. The title of the article was Rhode Island Legal Services and American Civil Liberties Union Appeal Decision Undermining the Rights of an English Language Learner. This article went into depth on how RIDE and the ACLU went to the Commissioners of Education to put into place service for English language learners. They then went on to state that the services were inadequate and needed to be changed quickly so that EL students would get the proper kind of education. Through this article, a statement from the Providence Journal was written, and I quote, "English language learners are the fastest growing population in Rhode Island schools, yet the state and schools are failing these students. RALS and ACLU today said that the commissioner's ruling, unless overturned, will perpetuate those failures. I chose this article to use as an example to show that it is possible to stop discrimination through policy and appeal, and that we are capable to have our voices heard and to change bad ways into good. Helping these people is not just bettering the community and the disabled persons. It is advantageous for us as well. We get a sense of pride and fulfillment knowing that at the end of the day, we have done something good. In conclusion, putting policies in place will help fight against discrimination. We need to work hard to get newer, more up-to-date policies because our world is changing. So shouldn't the policies change with it? We need to work together to find the change and solution to end all discriminations and inequalities towards disabled. My name is Haley Rose Cargill, and this is my audience.